Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today, going to be playing some historic best of one ranked with the Mardu Parhelion deck. I'm sure most of you are familiar with this deck by now. It's running around all over the place. But before I get into that deck and talk a little bit about it, I want to talk about something that I've come to realize over the last week since Kamigawa was released. So when Kamigawa came out, I looked over the cards and there was one card that really stuck out to me, one card that I thought was super interesting and I definitely wanted to build around it. And that was Greasefang. And when I saw Greasefang, my mind immediately went, oh, Mardu vehicles can come back to life and I can have fun with a deck that I used to love playing. Here is the deck. Look at this wonderfully humble deck, right? So when I saw Greasefang, I looked at him and I said, oh, wow, it's a 4/3 body. It only costs 3. This is a great creature to crew a lot of things. It can crew Heart of Kirin. It can crew this new Bank Buster. Hey, that's all pretty cool. And if they destroy our Heart of Kirin and our Bank Buster, I can use Greasefang to bring it back from the graveyard. This card is super sweet. Wow, wow, wow. How things have kind of changed completely. Other people looked at this card and said, oh, let's break it. And that's exactly what they did. And that's what I'm going to be playing today because I realized that with Magic the way it is right now, fair decks, although they are kind of neat in their own respect, in my opinion, I will always love fair decks. And I'm sure there are other people that are like me. But that's not the game anymore. The game is something very different. Number one, you play super above broken cards, or you play strategies that are kind of exploiting cards in some various ways. That is kind of the trend of the game, at least in my eyes, especially in historic. There's no room for fairness anymore. So, take a look at the deck that I will be playing today. It is a best of 3 deck, but I am only going to be playing it in best of 1. This is the monster that people came up with, and it is a pretty beastly deck. So people saw Greasefang and they read it, and it says, at the beginning of combat on your turn, return target vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. So people saw that and they thought, oh, let's just put some super strong vehicles in the graveyard and reanimate them with Greasefang. Oh, why would you ever play this card fairly, right? So then they looked over the vehicles and they went, oh yeah, Parhelion 2. That thing's pretty busted. It is an 8 mana 5/5 flying first strike vigilance vehicle that says whenever Parhelion 2 attacks, create 2 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying and vigilance that are also attacking. It does have a crew 4, but that lines up pretty well with the 4/3 body of Greasefang, of course. So that's going to be the plan. Put Parhelion in the graveyard as quickly as we can, get Greasefang out onto the field on turn 3, and then attack in with a Parhelion. Sure, the Parhelion will be returning to our hand at the end step, but we will be leaving 2 4/4 angels on the field after dealing 13 points of damage to the opponent's face. And then on the next turn, if they can't get rid of the angels or the Greasefang, we can probably get the Parhelion back in the graveyard and do it all over again. The deck is also playing 3 copies of Sky Sovereign, another very big, beefy, powerful vehicle. It works especially well against creature decks because when it enters battlefield or attacks, it deals 3 damage to a creature or a planeswalker if we can hit a planeswalker. The rest of the deck kind of revolves around getting cards in the graveyard. We are playing things like Faithless Looting, Thrill Possibility, Thrilling Discovery, and Seasoned Pyromancer. All of these cards kind of do the same thing. Discard a card, draw cards, or draw cards, then discard cards in the case of Faithless Looting. We're also playing a couple of Blood Fountains and 4 copies of Epicure, 4 Blood Fountains as well. These create blood tokens. They do a similar thing, discard a card, draw a card. Just more ways of filling the graveyard. Then a couple of copies of Esper Sentinel just to get some pretty good value. It's pretty good on turn 1 if we have it on the field. And then removal in the form of Fatal Push and also Lightning Helix. So that is the deck. It's pretty simple. It has a pretty straightforward game plan. And I think it's pretty powerful. I don't know if this one's going to be sticking around. If Wizards will do something about Greasefang, possibly. But we'll see. It is strong, and I actually think it might start encouraging other decks to start running mainboard Graveyard Hate. Just a thought. Anyways, hop into a few games and see how it turns out. See you over there. All right, time for some Parhelion 2. Try to get these Mardu vehicle decks going again. Opening hand looks interesting. However, the mana is not red, so it doesn't really do too well with a bunch of red cards, does it? Throw that away, and now we got another situation where only 2 mana, but I can put out Blood Fountain on turn 1, then on turn 2 possibly use that blood token to get the Sky Sovereign in the graveyard and hopefully find my 3rd land. I think I'm kind of stuck keeping this hand no matter what, and just kind of got to hope it works out. So Greasefang, pretty sweet card. Having 4 power was definitely an oversight in my opinion. It should have been a 3/3. It would have prevented things like the Parhelion getting crewed, although it can still crew the Sky Sovereign. But really, Sky Sovereign's not that oppressive. The Parhelion is really something to behold. Okay, find the land. That is pretty cool. Now, the opponent is definitely on an Orzhov artifact deck. They're going to be playing out probably the Smith this turn. That's what I would predict. That's usually the turn 2, right? Oh, it's a Spirit Dancer. Ah, okay. So they are probably the Aura deck, not the regular artifact deck. Still, this is going to work out pretty well. And you'll see why things are pretty busted right now based on this turn here. So, blood token, throw away the Sky Sovereign, draw a card. It's a pretty good card. Get to put this out. Throw out the Greasefang. It's just so stupid. This is ridiculous. It enters the battlefield. Pop, pop. Crew up the Greasefang, or crew up the Sky Sovereign with the Greasefang. Kill the Esper Sentinel. Esper Sentinel doesn't draw any cards, even though we played out a Sky Sovereign. And dome them for 6. That's balanced. Yeah. Alright. Now, the good news is I actually don't have a way of putting the Sky Sovereign back in the graveyard. But I do have some nice removal, and I have a 4/3 left on the board. So there's a good chance that I'm going to be able to deal with whatever the opponent does. That's cool. And I can't imagine losing this game right now. Okay. What I think I'm going to do is actually hold the Lightning Helix, just in case they have a 3rd Spirit Dancer. They try to load it up. I don't want it to get out of control. Opponent says good game. Pretty oppressive start for the Parhelion deck. And we didn't even see the Parhelion. Actually, the Sky Sovereign was probably the ideal vehicle in that case. Keep going. Next one. Well, that first game went so quickly. I didn't even have time to bring up some things. I wanted to talk about the reason why I didn't actually make a video in the late part of last week. Usually I try to get at least 2 videos out a week these days, but last week was only one early video on Monday. I think I put it out. And the reason behind the no second video was because I recorded something on Sunday night, and then when I went to edit it on Tuesday or Thursday, whatever it was, whenever I was editing it. Hang on, I got to think for a quick second. Imagine that. Thrilling Discovery. Discard. Yeah, I went to edit it, and it was all scuffed. All of the videos were super choppy and super messed up, and I had no idea what was going on. I spent some time throughout the week trying to figure out how to deal with that, and I didn't really come to a good solution until today. I messed around more, and I realized that some of the audio filters that I had put onto this microphone were actually messing with things. So they're off now. And I think it sounds okay, but unfortunately I did lose quite a bit of content. Not quite a bit of content. I lost I recorded 7 or 8 games, whatever it was, and I will be re-recording that deck because it is a pretty cool one. So the opponent is... I should get to this game and talk a little bit about what's going on here. The opponent's doing some shenanigans. They got an Omniscience and an Emergent Ultimatum in the graveyard, so you know nasty things are heading my way. So here's what I don't know what I should do here. If I should Seasoned Pyromancer tossing the Sky Sovereign, or if I should just try to play the Sky Sovereign next turn. Probably not. I think we gotta just get rid of it. So this and this. There's the Parhelion. Maybe I should have put this out untapped so I could get rid of the Parhelion with the blood token, because I'm not really doing... Oh, I mean, it's just game over. My life total was irrelevant, and that... So here is another pretty good example of what I was talking about leading into this video and what I did last game. Doing broken things is kind of just the name of the game now. Everybody, especially in best of one, is just doing the most awful, degenerate things. And it's nothing new. It's something that has obviously been happening for quite some time. But I think it's... I've come to that realization that I kind of have to embrace it at this point. I'm going to let the opponent have their fun, and I'm going to keep talking about doing broken things. What was the other thing that I saw? Oh, Lotus Field. I've been seeing a little bit of a rise in the Lotus Field stifle, exploitation, I guess you call it. I don't know what you want to call it. You know, Lotus Field's a pretty cool card. You put out Lotus Field, it has hexproof, so you can't really destroy it with the Field of Ruin. You have to sacrifice 2 lands, so it's only giving you 1 extra mana. Unless you stifle that enter the battlefield requirement, and then, yeah, then it becomes pretty strong, right? And that's what people do. They don't play Lotus Field in a fair way. They're only going to play it in a broken way. What is the other one? There is another deck that I was planning on playing. Oh, the other deck that I'm going to be playing at some point this week is definitely Artifact Neoform. I don't know if it's this week or next week, but I'm definitely going to be recording it, I think, either tonight or tomorrow. And that deck is a whole lot of fun. I absolutely love it. I actually want to play it over this deck because I've been enjoying it a lot more. But the this deck I thought was more appropriate to lead out on this week because I think a lot of people have probably been seeing Parhelion around. And I honestly don't know if this... it'll probably last. It's broken, but everything's so broken. You know, as I've been rattling on, well, look at what my opponent's been doing. This is turn 4. Right? It's just so ridiculous. And they got 19 Mind's Desires triggers on turn 4. Could you imagine? Like, this is insane. It's starting to feel like Historic is actually more busted than other formats, simply because we don't have like the tools to police the format like they do in other formats. So you have things like Force of Will. From what I understand about Vintage and Legacy, cards like Force of Will keep a lot of the broken things in check. We don't have that, especially when you're playing, you know, everybody's trying to do broken things. It's just a speed race. Oh my god, that got super loud for a quick second there. It's just people speed racing to do their broken thing, and whoever can do their broken thing faster wins. Which is not the healthiest thing. It's kind of funny though, if you're seeing this, you know, once in a while. I actually had a friend message me. I think he was playing Standard. No, you know what? He was probably playing Historic. And he was complaining that he got killed on turn 2 because of the... What is it? The Minion of the Mighty combo with the dragon. You know, where they do 22 points of damage on turn 2. And he had played out 1 land and the game was over before it started. And I agree. It's awful and it's terrible. But... that's the way it is. Do you like that trend? That's a good question. Do you want to see people doing this Grape Shot, Mind's Desire kind of omniscient stuff, doing broken things with Parhelion, Minion of the Mighty? Although Minion of the Mighty, in my opinion, is okay because it's like a 6-card combo, and you know, well, what are the chances you actually get it off? In the case of what my opponent did, it was a 2-card combo. It was Mizzix Mastery into Emergent Ultimatum, and then the game's over, basically, right? It's predetermined. So this is fun. Yeah. Do you have fun playing it? Is this healthy? It's obviously not healthy, but if people like it, then it doesn't really matter. If you like it. Cool. Hopefully the sound wasn't too loud. It seemed like it was quite loud. Hopefully it didn't interfere with what I was saying. Next one. All right, let's see if I can run into more shenanigans in this format. It'll make for a good video, right? I guess. It'll really emphasize my point about how things are in Magic. All right, opening hand is a little bit weak, but do have a turn 1 Esper Sentinel, a lot of removal, so if they are playing life gain, things could be looking pretty cool. And then the Parhelion maybe for later turns. It does look like life gain. So probably not going to be getting any value with this Esper Sentinel, but I think I actually want a Lightning Helix. Yeah, still an attacker. It's still a creature. It's fine. Hopefully they're not playing Angels. If it is just the regular Heliod combo, maybe the Lightning Helix can... Hey, look at that. What am I saying? Esper Sentinel not getting any value? It got tons of value. Didn't find any lands, though, so that's not cool. Let's go after some lands. There they are. So Parhelion into the bin, both of them. And then it's going to be Fatal Push on the Voice. Sacred Foundry onto the field, tech in for 1. And then next turn, if I get super lucky and find the Greasefang off the top, I am laughing. If not, then maybe I'm going to dig for it with Faithless Looting. Or possibly actually cycle some of the cards in my hand with Seasoned Pyromancer. Might be what I like a little bit more. I could also go after... Well, here's... Am I going to die next turn? That's my next question. I could Faithless Looting, try to find a land and Greasefang. That seems super risky. And if I do that, I kind of leave myself in a bad spot. Actually, I think I'm going to go with it anyways. Another Parhelion. Do find the land. Get rid of the Blood Fountain. And now I'm wondering, I think it's actually just leave the Lightning Helix open in case they have another Collected Company. Maybe they could hit the combo with Scurry Oak. They do have the Luminarch there, and if they have a Scurry Oak, okay, so there's the combo. Glad I held open the Lightning Helix because now I can snipe out the Scurry Oak. Playing like a professional here. And I should be rewarded with a Greasefang off the top. Can't have everything. Let's get the Seasoned Pyromancer onto the field. I should have... There's Greasefang. Okay. I should have played out the land, right? Yeah. Should have. It's okay. We're fine. As long as they don't have another Scurry Oak here, and it looks like they don't, I can get a Parhelion on the field. However, I kind of wish I had... Oh, they... All right. So, 3 in a row. The people doing absolutely outrageous broken things. Okay. I like this game. Don't you like this game? Let's keep going. It's a real shame that I'm running into these kinds of situations. But I deserve it. I am playing a deck that is very, very cheesy. I'm part of the problem right now, which was part of my point earlier, is that I'm going to become part of the problem. I guess I get rid of the Seasoned Pyromancer. I actually don't really know. And turn 1, probably just get the Epicure on the field. Ding. Yeah, you got to... If you want to play this game, you want to play somewhat competitively, I feel like you have to do crazy stuff. There's no more room for you to, be the good, honest boy. So I'm against probably Jund Food, so it's cat combo, which is the same. Let's get Thrilling Discovery going. Throw away those 2 cards, I guess. Find way more land than I ever wanted. And go. I got rid of the Lightning Helix because I'm assuming they're going to have Cat. I will regret that if they end up having the Squirrel. It's a Thoughtseize, so they help me ever so slightly. Okay, cool. So if actually, if I hit a Greasefang off the top, oh, too bad. All right, Seasoned Pyromancer it is. Okay, still missing on useful cards, which is a little bit of a shame, but it is a pretty narrow combo, I guess. It does really rely on getting that Greasefang, which is maybe one of the arguments why this deck won't actually be that scary. Maybe I should have just cycled actually there. Okay, pass it over to the opponent. The Blood Fountain's second ability is something that I should probably not ignore too much. Ooh, Oni Cult Anvil. Whenever one or more artifacts you control leave the battlefield during your turn, create a 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature token. That's a mouthful. This ability triggers only once each turn. I hate that line of text. Sacrifice an artifact. Oni Cult Anvil deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you gain 1 life. Cool. So they are going to very nicely clean up my board. That's a cute little artifact, isn't it? A little cute guy. All right. Still, Greasefang off the top is going to be pretty powerful. I am going to cycle with these 2 bloods. I do take damage here because the Mayhem Devil will trigger. I always forget that, but hopefully they put it on my face. Yeah. Actually, it doesn't really matter. They could kill my Pyromancer. Not instant speed, unfortunately, so let's cycle again. I think this is what I want to be doing. Oh no, I'm getting overloaded. Encoding overload is driving me crazy. I see it out of my corner of my eye. That was the problem that I was having on last Sunday. And I didn't realize that that was the issue that was going on. So I'll have to double check things. Okay, Faithless Looting. Dig a little bit more for Greasefang. Although I can't cast Greasefang. Oh, I can cast Greasefang. What am I saying? I'm fine. Boom. Oh, I thought I had a Parhelion. That was last game. My mind is going blank here. Okay, put it on the Mayhem Devil. Still, this, I mean, it's pretty sweet, right? Sacrifice the Mayhem Devil. They only have 1 card in hand, so not a big deal. Okay. I have to be careful not to click through my attack phase. It is something that can very, very easily happen. Definitely want to make sure to crew up with the Greasefang. And I guess I get in with the Seasoned Pyromancer as well. Why not? They can put the 1/1 in front of Seasoned Pyromancer if they really want to. Get in for a pretty nice attack here. And with the Faithless Looting in hand, I do have the ability to get the Sky Sovereign back into the graveyard for another run of that next turn. I don't think I've actually gotten the Parhelion on the field yet, right? The first game was Sky Sovereign and now Sky Sovereign again. What was the third game? I can't remember. Everything's all blurring together. It's not that interesting, right? Unfortunately. Hey, Cauldron Familiar is a pretty good card. It's going to make sure that my Grease or Seasoned Pyromancer gets blocked a little bit, I guess. Okay. So, Faithless Looting it is. Would really like a Parhelion, but that's not happening. We'll keep the Lightning Helix just to go face, and I think I'll put out the Esper Sentinel. Why not? Doesn't hurt to get this on the field, I don't think. Nope. Okay, Greasefang says, hey, come back, Skyclave. Okay. Is it fun? I don't know. Okay. So they're going to be staying alive for at least a couple of turns. And they can block. They need to block with the Seasoned Pyromancer. Or block the Seasoned Pyromancer. Maybe not. They're actually quite healthy. They have so much food. The cat gives them +1 health every time. So they'll stick around for a little while. But they're going to need something massive to kill me in the end. Sure. Okay. Sky Sovereign back to hand. A little uncomfortable with the way Faithless Looting and Lightning Helix is going to work out. I have to use 3 mana unless I find a 5th land. Probably not really an issue whatsoever, is it? It does feel good to be smacking down. Oh no! Oh no, Karn! Karn stops me! Karn says I can't crew, right? Activated abilities of artifacts your opponent's control can't be activated. Scoundrel. However, I can still attack in. But yeah, it's nice to be beaten down on artifacts. Or not artifacts, junk food. Oh, junk food. The bad guy. They actually... That Karn was absolutely massive for them. I do find a land. But now I'm in a weird position. I could put... I still get the attack. Okay, I see what I have to do. It's not that bad. So, Faithless Looting. Draw those. Pitch this, pitch this. Sure. Greasefang says, come on out, Sky Summon, for the 3rd time. I deal damage to Karn. And then I send the light... Why? Whoa. Why did it... Alright. That's my bad. That's on me. Okay. I feel like a dummy. I needed to Lightning Helix beforehand to get rid of the Karn because it just passed priority all the way through things. I needed a stop set on my attack, I guess, so I could have Lightning Helix then crewed. It's fine. I'm a little annoyed by it, but it's okay. It's not such a big deal. I will still be able to get rid of Karn. Sure. But I am dying. Thankfully, this does heal me a little bit. If I had attacked... No, I don't have... Yeah, I don't know. That turn probably could have gone a lot different, and I would love to hear what your line would have been. I think my line would have been fine if I had done the Lightning Helix beforehand instead of being a dummy. So now I'm in a little bit of a weird position where I can't put the Sky Sovereign into the graveyard very easily. I'm going to need to find some kind of discard, or I just play it out next turn as a 5 CMC honest Sky Sovereign. That feels bad, doesn't it? Just playing it out like that. Look at Jun Food though, hanging in there, all because the cat can just lock down my attackers so effectively. And this Oni Cult Anvil is pretty awesome. A constant flow of 1/1 creatures. Oh, now they found the Karn. Oh no. Okay, well, Sky Sovereign out honestly onto the field. I get to blast the construct, I suppose. Yep. And then I'll attack in with the team. Do I want to attack If I attack with the Esper Sentinel, do I think they'll actually jump in front of it? I don't know. It's possible, and I'd rather have the Esper Sentinel on the field because I want to draw a card off of the Karn. Okay. It's possible I should have attacked with the Esper Sentinel there, but I think it's a little bit safer. And then next turn, it'll be... it's actually very awkward next turn. If they get the Karn, or they put the Karn out onto the field, yeah, I can hit it with the Lightning Helix, but I can't actually crew up this Sky Sovereign, so I can't really get the Karn off the field? So weird. I definitely messed up somewhere in this game, and... I might be paying the price. My broken thing, I'm not as adept at my broken thing as my opponent is. Playing the cat, though, a little bit more straightforward. I don't feel great about this anymore. What do I need off the top? Another Lightning Helix would be pretty cool. They turn on the Oni Cult Anvil. That's cool. I am down to 7. So, getting in for 2 damage here with the Cauldron Familiar and the Anvil doing, you know, constant ping damage might actually kill me in the end. Huh. I don't want to block. Okay. It's another Sky Sovereign. A Sky Sovereign is okay? So if I put out the Epicure, they take 1 damage. I make a blood. I sacrifice the blood. I can't sacrifice the blood. Oh no. Oh no. I was definitely thinking I could sacrifice the blood. I hate passive Planeswalker abilities. They drive me batty. Okay, what do I do? I can't kill Karn. I'm not going to be able to kill Karn for a while. I can attack in with the Greasefang and the Pyromancer, but it's kind of fruitless. I actually don't know. What have I done here? Why am I in such a terrible position? Oh, I hate Cauldron Familiar. Just delete this card from existence, please. Oh, the cat always pissing me off. Karn is some pretty cool tech to bring in against all of these vehicle decks. I will say I did not expect Karn, and it always throws me off. I don't face it nearly enough, and I'm just making excuses now, of course. But those passive abilities, really, really complicate things. Okay, they go to reveal something from outside of the game. It's another Anvil. Okay. They pay. Okay. But they have... So 3 points of damage. Am I dead? I'm not dead this turn. But I'm pretty much dead. I do have the 3 life from the Lightning Helix. Oh no. So now I have to do this, right? No, I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh, I'm frustrated. I'm gonna die. What? I'm annoyed because I don't know what I should have done. I feel like I needed to do something somewhere, and I would have been okay. They draw a card. Ooh, it's real bad. So I need to put this on Karn, I think. They can still do 2 damage to me at instant speed, so I'll be down to 2 or 3 effectively. This needed to be instant. Okay. I can still kill Karn. Okay. It doesn't make a difference what I do. I'll keep this one. Deal damage to Karn. I think that's maybe what I needed to do last turn. Instead of putting out the Epicure. Weird. And now I can crew and attack, but it's not good enough. Like, what does this end up accomplishing? I get to attack in... I forgot that would happen. I actually just learned that. That's pretty cool. Okay, I will admit. I didn't realize that I could kind of, you know, alternate them. Still, I'm just toast to the Oni, Anvil, and the Cauldron Familiars next turn. There's literally nothing I can do here. I don't know why I've been babbling on. Oh, no. Okay. You know, the opponent... Well earned. The opponent gave me a real game, and I probably messed it up somewhere. I kind of really like this one. I know something was weird, because I feel weird, and, like, I've been babbling, and I don't know what to say, because I feel so frustrated with how it ended up going, and I feel like there was something somewhere that I could have done. And you're probably sick and tired of me saying the exact same things over and over again, and there are so many thoughts in my head like, oh, why did things go this way? Okay, I'll take it. Jun Food still very, very strong, and I would call it not a fair deck. So we are 4 for 4 for unfair matchups. Keep going. Never going to live that last one down. I need to gather myself and be a little bit better. I have the Parhelion. I have the Faithless Looting. All of that is cool. Only one land and no Greasefang. All right, mulligan. Wow, that is significantly worse. Ow. How? I don't understand. When I go up against Greasefang decks, it's turn 1 or turn 2, dump Parhelion into the graveyard, 100% turn 3 Greasefang, and I can never do anything about it. I don't understand why I'm struggling so badly with this. Yeah, we'll do this and pray that I hit a land. I'll put this out on red. I need a black source. This would be pretty cool if I'm able to peel a black source. Then I can actually go throw a possibility, pitch the Parhelion, turn 3 Greasefang. Okay, well, it's a land, but it is not the land that I wanted to see. Hey, there's a black source. Ooh, if the opponent taps out next turn, we can go for it. But they are probably playing control. Oh, no. Okay. All right. Maybe the key might actually be aggressive mulliganing, which is, of course, a good way to go about things, especially when you're playing a combo deck. Not something I'm used to. They're a little bit late on the Relic of Progenitus, already getting the Greasefang out onto the field. Here it is. Crew it up. And this is the broken thing. Look how stupid this is. This is on a multi 5. And it's just because I hit... Wow. The 6 cards that I needed to hit, let's admit. It was a pretty... It was a long shot, of course. Now they have to put out the Relic of Progenitus. They also have to deal with 2 Angels and a Greasefang. Come on. But notice that main board Graveyard Hate coming out of this deck. I have been playing the Neoform Artifact deck I mentioned a little while ago and enjoying it quite a bit. But I decided that I was going to put main board Artifact Hate in that deck as well. I put in the Crypt, the 0 CMC Graveyard Hate over a couple of Ornithopters. So they do that. I think what I'm going to do is just load up the field. I don't want to necessarily put the Parhelion in the graveyard right now because they have this looming over my head. And if I can find a Lightning Helix, for example, can close out the game. Lightning Helix off of the blood. A Metallic Rebuke for the Esper Sentinel is kind of okay in my book. Okay. Yeah, we'll do this. I think it's probably worth it to cycle the Parhelion, even if they are going to just exile it. It's fine. Like, they have so much work to do. Wow, mulligan to 5. This deck is, when it hits, wow. Keep going. All right, I think this is probably my last one with this deck. Truthfully, I don't really enjoy playing it. I have played a little bit of the Orzhov, not Azorius variant of the deck. Hey, do you like Parhelions? This is terrible. Mulligan to 5 again. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this and pray. I have played a little bit of the Azorius version of this deck, and I think it's a little bit more interesting to play. That hurts. Ooh. This deck, I just kind of find it a little bit boring. It's very much a one-trick decks. Yeah, there's probably some little things in here that make it a little bit more interesting, but for the most part, it's just kind of boring, right? I was really hoping to hit a Fatal Push there. That was really the only card that was going to save me. I have a feeling I might be kaput in this one. Kaputs? Yeah. But yeah, it's a neat deck. If you like playing it, all the power to you. For me, I'm good. I'll be retiring this deck after this game right now. I like the gimmick of it, but outside of a few games, it's not a deck that I'm going to enjoy playing longer, which is something that actually concerns me a little bit. For what I said earlier, I want to start embracing playing, more broken types of decks, but at the same time, maybe I shouldn't have put that, I don't know. At the same time, if I don't enjoy playing the broken decks, is it really something that I should be playing? I'm sure some flavors are going to be a little bit better than other flavors. I know I really do enjoy playing the Artifact Neoform deck. It's a hoot to play, I'll tell you that. Season Pyromancer off the top's pretty cool. Draw a couple cards. Hey, they're lands. And they're the worst lands because I can't even cycle one of them with the blood. It's okay. It'll be fine. No problem. All That Glitters, pretty cool card from the opponent. They're a little bit slow. Still, 3-turn clock, probably dead next turn. Oh, now I'm really dead next turn. Yeah. So what do I need off the top? It needs to be a Faithless Looting into the God Draw. And I believe in myself. I believe that I can do it. Even if I do hit the Faithless Looting God Draw, it's probably not good enough. No. So the other pretty cool hit would be a Fatal Push. Nope. I can still dig for a Fatal Push, though. And I may as well try to go after every possibility. And I miss it. So I am satisfied. And you know what? I would say that the opponent's deck was fair. And the opponent's deck besting an unfair deck at the very end of the video does give me a little bit of hope. A little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. A glimmer of hope. Things can get better. Whew, wrap up. Alright, so the Mardu Heliod deck is pretty powerful. Greasefang is an awesome card, and I'm sure people are going to be tuning these decks more and more, and they're going to be performing much better over the next couple of weeks. I see a ton of them on the ladder. I feel like 33% of my matchups are against Greasefang, and it seems like they're hitting it quite often. It was pretty nice to actually get it going in that one game. But obviously, over the 6 games, it didn't really work out too well for me. That could be a little bit of my inexperience with the deck. It could also be a little bit of my disinterest in the deck, I think. I'm not really enthusiastic when I'm playing this deck because I don't really like it. I honestly prefer my version of the Mardu or Orzhov vehicle deck, and I might actually take this deck out for a spin one day in a video. I'm going to play around with it a little bit more. I like some of the cards that are in this deck a lot more. We get the Hot Shot Mechanic, we can play our Toolcraft Exemplars, get a couple of Gideons in on the mix, and we get to play some of the more honest, cool vehicles that are very, very powerful, but they're also not doing absolutely broken things on turn 3 when they're not supposed to be hitting the field until turn 8. So for now, I'm going to be shelving vehicles because all of these decks are decks that I want to be playing in various videos. This deck is cool. Should you craft the Parhelion? I would probably say no. If you have Parhelions and you manage to open up your Greasefangs, or if you just like Greasefang, I think, yeah, try out this deck. There are a lot of cards in the deck that are expensive, but things like Seasoned Pyromancer, Faithless Looting, Lightning Helix, these rares are worthwhile crafts. And then, of course, the mana base is pretty expensive, so that is something to consider. I think the big thing is the Parhelion and also the Sky Sovereign. These are two crafts that I think are a little bit hard to justify unless you're really into this archetype. I don't know if I could ever recommend crafting this. It is powerful. If you enjoy it, go for it. However, I would give it like a 1 out of 10 on the this deck is an interesting deck to play scale. But yeah, if you just want to pound through games, yeah, try it out. You'll probably get better than I am at this deck in no time whatsoever, and probably find lines that are a lot better and smoother than the things that I was doing. Obviously, I was not playing the deck even close to optimized. If you are, it's powerful, and that's all I can really say about the deck. So thanks for joining me in this video. Take care for now. If you're still sticking around, amazingly, until the end of the video, I don't know how long this one's going to be, but wow, you must have really liked the content. So help me out. Hit that like button. Likes have been down a little bit on my videos. Subscribers have been quite stagnant. So if you're still sticking around and you do like the videos that I put out, even the ones that are meandering like this one, consider subscribing. I'd appreciate it a lot. So I don't usually say those things, but it just kind of came to my mind, and I figure if you're still here after 45 or 50 minutes of me babbling on, hey, why not plead to your ears? Anyways, that's it for this one. Take care for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.